evening, and welcome back to the Cafe Class Network. I'm your host Nicholas, and on this installment, we're bringing you Abstinence-only versus comprehensive sex education. Like any good news source, we try and bring to you some data that helps inform how we make our choices. Again, let's both define abstinence and comprehensive sex education. Abstinence is the fact or practice of restraining oneself from indulging in something, while comprehensive is an instruction method based on curriculum that aims to give students the knowledge, attitude, skills, and values to make appropriate and healthy choices in their sexual life. A study provided to us abstinence-only and comprehensive sex education in the initiation of sexual activity in teen pregnancy allows us to look more into detail of teen pregnancy, STIs and STD likelihood of happening, or even the likelihood of intercourse. For those who receive abstinence-only sex education lead to less likelihood of teen pregnancy, while no education whatsoever lead to a higher chance of teen pregnancy. However, intercourse sees the same opposite side, with abstinence-only higher probability and comprehensive sex education to a very low probability. And the last thing offered a source is that neither one of these options could change the outcome of STDs, with the abstinence and comprehensive coming close together. These studies were conducted using surveys sent to adolescents between the ages of 15 to 19 years old, coming from all different backgrounds with regards to race, income, housing, location, and religion. All this data was collected from the National Survey of Family Growth, who reported their sexual activity. At this time, I decided to go out into the public and say a reaction about comprehensive sex education versus adolescents only. I'm here with James, and we're going to talk about comprehensive sex education. Do you believe that comprehensive sex education or abstinence-only should be taught in school?
I believe so.
You believe that? My bad. Do you believe that sex ed should be taught in school or shouldn't? When do you believe it should be taught? Like what grade, what age?
I believe the 8th grade.
Eighth grade, like in middle school. Do you believe it should be all thrown at them, or do you believe it should be like gradually
maybe
increased?
Small courses throughout the year.
Yeah. Do you believe it should then also continue going to high school?
Possibly.
Possibly.
That's where most of the sexual activity will be.
Yeah. Now, were you taught sex education, or were you just taught not to have sex at all?
I was educated on it.
You were?
So pictures and videos.
So you were taught in the school, or were you taught by your parents by sex?
Through the school. I believe it was 6th grade.
Really? That's yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much for your time. Do you believe in abstinence only or comprehensive sex education?
Abstinence.
Abstinence. How do you have children?
I do.
How did you teach them? Did you teach them abstinence?
I did.
You
I
did.
taught him abstinence.
How do you believe public schools should teach kids? Do you believe abstinence or
Abstinence.
really? So you believe that there shouldn't be any, just saying that you shouldn't do it.
They should not do it before marriage.
Before marriage. Are you religious?
Yes.
Very. Do you mind asking me what religion you are?
Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
So you learn from religion that you shouldn't.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your time. That's it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This then leads to how come some schools teach comprehensive sex education compared to abstinence only and vice versa. An article saying no to abstinence only education, analysis of state decision making by Alicia Dawn and Deborah McFarlane goes into detail based on why some states require federal funding based on educational wants. As we know, some states get funding from the government for projects, education, roadworks, and things along this line. However, 25 states in 2009 rejected funding due to it being related to abstinence-only education and needed to be taught in school. The author then pointed to the conservative group for wanting the abstinence-only education. They believe the comprehensive sex education led to premarital sex activity, increase of out-of-wedlock births, and which ultimately led to poverty. The idea behind the two authors' writing is that there was an official framework with funding from the government, believing that the grants for education were just a way to put public schools committing to teaching abstinence only compared to comprehensive sex education. Funding from the federal government for education is considered a block grant. These grants are claimed to be one of the state's government's goes after due to low restriction on what it can be spent on. And a lot of Christians started running for local offices such as a spot on the school board. This then led to more abstinence-only policy within school. To quote from the article, abstinence-only advocates linked premarital sex to a host of social ills. Among them, the increase in single female-head households, a rise in poverty, and welfare payments. They believed they taught not to have sex, it would stop the source at its problem, training the government to take on after the welfare. So they gave the funding to try and stop it at its roots, to stop things like teen pregnancy or poverty. The funding government then put $15 million a year to teach abstinence only to states if the schools did so. I'm going to focus on a choice, but only bring some facts from both sides and maybe encourage you to do some more research for yourself. I've been Nicholas, and thank you for tuning in to the Cafe Class Network.